Hi, my name is Lisa, and I am a teacher for Vipkid, and I wanted to show you today something that I was always curious about before I got hired with Vipkid, and that's kind of what does it look like to open up time slots, to give your availability, to close time slots, to tell if a student has booked your class, does it give information about the students? All of that was just stuff that I could hear about, but I think would have been helpful to see. So I'm going to flip this iPad around and I'm going to show you my computer screen so that you can see what a teacher's portal looks like. This is the bookings page on a Vipkid teacher's portal. And basically what you do is you open up time slots and you can show that you're available for a certain time. What happens is the green ones are times that I've opened up that have been booked, and it tells you the student. And then there's a more detailed page that goes into details about the student. It tells you the level that they are, it tells you past teachers' notes, it gives you parents' notes if they have any requests of maybe extra patience or extra time because they're slow speakers. So basically, I can look at my schedule for the week and see which ones have not been booked. These are still available. And which ones have been booked. And you can see, basically get an idea of your schedule. If you want to turn on something last minute, you get an extra $2 per class. So if I decide I have an availability at 6:30, I could go ahead and open that. The hot times, the peak times in Beijing, I live on the East Coast, so we're about 12 hours, depending on daylight savings time, behind them. So their most popular times are, of course, 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. when they're done with school, done with their activities. And I'm often not available in those peak times because I'm getting kids ready for school, taking them to school, and I get back and I'm available again for another couple of classes. So you can make a schedule work even if you aren't peak, even if you don't have peak availability. But if you're willing to wake up early, especially on the West Coast, man, that peak time is pushed back. So it's early mornings if you live on the West Coast, but on the East Coast, it works out well if you're not shuffling kids off to school to either work early morning or kind of a little bit of a later morning. And yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. I will go and show you, if you want a little more detail, you can go into a classroom and I can see my next classroom is level 3 and the name of the student, and then I can go through, this is kind of how you prepare. You can look at the materials and get an idea of what it is that you're going to be teaching the student. So in the beginning, I remember going through this content religiously and looking through and trying to figure out what I was going to say on each slide. I have a better idea of it now, so I don't have to go through it every time, but this is kind of what it looks like. So there's no question about what you're teaching, who you're teaching, and when you're teaching. If for some reason you should decide that you want to change availability, you can't cancel after a class has already been booked, but you can cancel, I could certainly turn off slots that have not been booked if something is changing up. So there we go. That's kind of what it looks like. These are classes that have been finished. These are classes still yet to go. So there you go.